Thank you to Butcherbox for bringing us today's video. More on them later. I'm sharing 3 cozy fall breakfast casseroles in today's video. Hello everyone, Jennifer L. Scott here, and welcome to the Daily Connoisseur. So in today's cooking video, we have a theme of breakfast casseroles. I love making breakfast casseroles because you can usually make them in the evening and it makes the morning so much easier to feed your family. So in today's video, we are making a sausage and hash brown breakfast casserole, a bacon and asparagus quiche, and a delicious French toast casserole. So let's get started. Okay, beginning with the sausage hash brown breakfast casserole, you're going to take some breakfast sausage, and here I'm using the sweet Italian ground pork sausage from the Butcherbox, which I'll tell you about later. I go ahead and cook this on the stove as a mince until it's nice and brown. I cooked the meat a few days before and sealed it in a tight container. That's another trick I have. I will often cook the meat all on one day, so I make the mess all in one day and then seal it so that when I make meals later in the week, it's easier. Because I did that, I'm now spraying the pan for the hash browns, but if I had just cooked the meat, I would have kept some of the fat in the pan and used that for the hash browns. Now you're going to take 1 package of shredded hash browns that are frozen. This is really critical. I want you to brown the hash browns as much as you can on the stove. I've made this a few times where I brown it slightly thinking the rest will cook off in the oven, but it's better if the hash browns are pretty crispy. So cook that on the stove, and meanwhile I'm going to take 8 eggs and combine them with some onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and some milk. And I'm whisking this all together. The recipes will be down below. And I'm going back and forth and stirring the hash browns to make sure they're browned evenly on all sides. Then you are going to spray a casserole pan, and I lay the hash browns in the bottom of the pan. On top of that, I put my cooked breakfast sausage. Then you're going to layer about 2 cups of cheese. I'm using shredded cheddar cheese here. And then you're going to pour your egg and milk mixture on top of all of that, and it's so easy. Now you could do this the night before and let it sit in your refrigerator overnight, or you can bake it right away. So you pop it in the oven at 350 degrees, and this took about 50 minutes, I believe, to cook, but I'll have the directions down below. And it's golden brown, it's so delicious. This makes a lot, so it fed our family for 2 days, all of us. So it's a really great recipe. I like to top it with chopped onion, some more shredded cheese, and some parsley. And it's really delicious when you have it with hot sauce and even ketchup for the hash browns. That's what the kids like. Okay, now for the asparagus bacon quiche. This is delicious. You can have it for breakfast, or you can have it for brunch or lunch or even dinner. And I make 2 of them in this recipe, as you will see. So I'm going to start off by cooking my bacon. And again, you can do this on the day where you cook all your meats, but I did this on the same day I did the tart. So that's the Butcherbox bacon in the pan there, and I'm letting that go. Meanwhile, I'm going to chop a shallot. And I love shallots because they have a slightly sophisticated flavor to them. And this is a sophisticated tart. So I'm doing this in the morning. Meanwhile, the bacon is still cooking. Reserve some of the fat from the bacon and keep that there. And I saute the shallot, some more chopped onion, and some asparagus. So I took a bunch of asparagus. I took out 8 spears, and the rest of it I chopped. So that's going to go inside the tart. So you're going to cook this until it gets a little bit softer. Then I add a bit of vinegar, salt and pepper. And to this, I add my chopped bacon that we just cooked, as well as some chopped sun-dried tomatoes. So you can already tell with those flavors, the sun-dried tomato, the asparagus, the shallot, there's a really robust taste to this quiche. On top of that, I am grating some lemon zest and adding some parsley. You're going to mix it all together and cook a few more minutes. Now I'm preparing the egg mixture, and I'm going to put some half and half into a bowl along with my eggs. I use 4 eggs here. Some salt and pepper, and I whisk that together. And I also add my cheese. I'm using Monterey Jack cheese here, but you could use Gruyere, you could use cheddar cheese, whatever you like. Okay, so normally I do make my own pie crust, and I have a really easy quiche crust to make that's only 3 ingredients, which I can leave down below. But I have been in a stage of my life where I'm not doing that right now. I'm too busy. So I have 2 pre-prepared pie crusts. There's no shame in that. Now when you buy them pre-prepared, they tend to be smaller. These are not deep dish pies. So I'm making 2. So this makes 2 shallow pies, or you could have 1 deep dish pie. I pre-baked the pie crust in the oven for about 5 minutes at 350 degrees. Make sure you poke holes in the bottom. And then I am going to evenly distribute the asparagus, bacon, sun-dried tomato mixture. And on top of that, you pour your egg, cream, and cheese mixture. Then you're going to take your 8 asparagus spears, chop them in half, and then arrange them like the spokes of a wheel on top of your quiche. I bake this in the oven at about 350 degrees for around 45 minutes, and this is what they look like. The flavors in this tart are so delicious. It's really sophisticated, but the kids also like it too. And I ended up having it for brunch this day, but it lasted 2 days and the whole family loves this one. I'm going to break away for 1 minute to tell you about Butcherbox, who have kindly sponsored today's video. So Butcherbox sources from farmers and fishers who meet the highest standards of quality. You choose your box and your delivery frequency. They offer 5 boxes, 4 curated box options, as well as their popular custom box, so you get exactly what you and your family love. Butcherbox ships your order frozen at the peak of freshness and packed in an eco-friendly 100% recyclable box. You can enjoy high-quality meat delivered to your door and more for enjoyable family time together. So this is what I got in my Butcherbox this time. I always end up getting the custom box. I got some chicken nuggets, some beef patties, the pork ground sausage that you just saw me use, as well as the bacon. We also have some beef stew meat, Alaska sockeye salmon burgers. We also have the organic ground beef, their uncured hot dogs, and the chicken breast. So sign up today to get free chicken breast for a year. You will get 2 pounds of free-range organic chicken breasts in every order for a year. Thank you so much to Butcherbox for bringing us today's video. Okay, and now for something sweet. I have a delicious French toast casserole. I've been making a variation on this dish for many years, and you can add all sorts of things to it. But here's the basic recipe. You're going to take some brown sugar and butter and melt that on the stove until it's fully combined. Now I'm going to pour 2 cups of whole milk into my measuring cup here, and I'm going to crack in my eggs. Again, I'm always in my pajamas when I'm filming this. Then you add some pure vanilla extract and whisk together. Now it's time to spray your casserole pan, and then you add the melted brown sugar and butter. That's going to go on the bottom. This dish works best with crusty French bread, although I've made this dish with all sorts of bread. I've made it with sandwich bread, and I do improvise a little bit here as well. So I have this crusty French loaf, but I forgot to put a note, do not eat, on it, and my family ate like a quarter of it. So I chopped that up and I put it in, and to make up for the bread that wasn't there, I actually ended up shredding some King Hawaiian rolls, which worked really well too. So put your bread in, basically. It really doesn't matter what bread you use. And then on top of it, pour that egg, milk, and vanilla mixture. Press the bread down and cover it. And you're going to let this sit in your refrigerator overnight. So it's best to make this the night before. The next morning, mix some brown sugar and cinnamon together and sprinkle it on top of your casserole. And then you're going to bake this in the oven at 450 degrees for around 35 minutes. This is what it looks like when it comes out, and you know the syrupy goodness is on the bottom from the brown sugar and the butter, so when you scoop it out you can reverse it and it's nice and golden and crispy and sweet. You go ahead and drizzle some of those juices on top, and you can serve this with berries. You can make a little compote, I've done that before, or you could just serve it as is, maybe with some slices of bacon on the side, but everyone loves this one, especially the kids, and I made this for their first day of school. There you have my 3 casseroles. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. My blog is currently under construction, so I will be writing the recipes out for you in the info box down below. Make sure you check it out. Thank you so much to Butcherbox for bringing us today's video. Don't forget to sign up today to receive 2 pounds of free-range organic chicken breasts in every order for a year. Thanks so much for watching today. Keep calm and remain classy, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
you